10 times people got revenge on their neighbors. Hello, fellas. We hope you must be living the best life. And if not, then this video will be a good refresher for you. Yes, your favorite YouTube channel is back with yet another banging video. Some people are fortunate enough to get neighbors as a gift from God, but not everyone has that luck. Some get such psychos as neighbors that you can't even think of. When people get more than just frustrated, they play a revenge card on their neighbors. And today, you'll see 10 times people took revenge on their neighbors. So let's get into the video. Number 1, it's not a crime to talk.
To have our lives in danger is crazy, and I just thank God that He gave us enough time.
A couple moved into a house and had the worst neighbor experience. The neighbor used to call the authorities even if they were just standing in the yard minding their own business. Several times the cops used to apologize for disturbing them, as it was their duty to listen to the complaints. Once the couple had enough and were not having it, they got a string of firecrackers, made a makeshift, and put it in their neighbor's garage. Now you can imagine what would have happened next. There's no harm with being just good neighbors, huh? Number 2, Barren Wasteland.
Disturbing the grade. I didn't want to have to regrade anything.
A guy had his neighbor who was the owner of the largest lawn care company in the city. His kids threw bricks at the guy's dog, and he was deeply wounded, which screwed him up. He decided to take an act of terrible revenge on the neighbor. The guy spread salt all over the neighbor's lawn, which was one of the prettiest lawns in the city. In a couple of days, the yard turned into a barren wasteland, and due to the destruction of the lawn, he also lost a large business. It was harsh to him, but a result of his kids' wrongdoing. Number 3, let karma do its thing. So once, a neighbor of some couple hit their cat and threatened to kill it. The couple wanted no nonsense and set up cameras to let karma play its role in front of the houses. The neighbor got divorced and started to spy on her husband. She used to get behind bars now and then for her worst behavior. The couple used to set chairs on the lawn and watch the drama of her getting into the police van every time with snacks. This is probably the hit of karma. Number 4, the ceiling fan is too loud. A couple had their neighbor as the worst nightmare for them. They were so quiet. The lady above was a nuisance about noise and used to yell for the bedroom ceiling fan if the couple was not loud. They used to have electricians over, saying it has no issue. She made it so bad for them to be there. When they left the house, what they did was to crank the fan, lock the door, and mail the key to the 5 states away owner. Whoa, how would the lady have survived? Number 5, save the bees. A guy had a lawn full of wildflowers, and it was a clear magnet for bees, houseflies, and fireflies. And the neighbor didn't like that, as it doesn't fit into the area's lawns. They used to ask him to mow his lawn, but instead of trimming it, he wrote to the council and suggested a Help the Pollinators wildflower initiative. The couple was not used to mowing the verges in summer, so they resembled his mini wildflowers meadow rather than the chemical-patched lawn of the neighbor. That was the thing that pissed his neighbor off every summer. Simple revenge does the most. Number 6, winning numbers. This is one that's going to be really interesting. This revenge story is from a small mountain town. One of the not-so-lucky lads had a neighbor who won a lottery prize of around $800,000 US after deducting all the taxes. That lottery made him very arrogant, and he started thinking that he was like the king. That was a new issue, but he was addictive from before. He used to stay up the whole night and party, and loud, sharp music always had been a problem. And in mountain areas, the sound used to echo so much. His husband made violent charges against him and got him slapped by the police. He was still accused of charges and had court trials. The lad was already upset with the loud noise. One day, the neighbor who had his count date partied rather than attending court. The lad called 911, and the police arrived, but that neighbor had a sensor. So every time before the arrival of the police, he used to turn off the music. After listening to music, the police say there's not much they can do with it. That let him know that the neighbor had an active warrant and was not attending the court. He told this case to the police, and the neighbor was taken away by the cops. He and all his friends spent the long weekend behind bars. After that, they had to sell the house for a court trial. We want you to click that subscribe button and press the bell icon, or you'll get this kind of neighbor. Number 7, his dog destroyed his lawn. So a couple bought a new house. They were not so lucky to get good neighbors. The neighbor didn't like his wife for no apparent reason. The people who lived there before were neighbors' good friends, went through a lousy marriage, and sold that house to the couple. The neighbor used to do unwanted things to mess up with the man's wife. He would throw woods into the fence, had his dog run over the couple's lawn, and many other things. The man tried to talk to him a couple of times, but it didn't really work that well, and now he decided to take revenge. The neighbor had a lovely lawn, and he used to love and show off about it. In the next rain, the man threw the whole box of OXO cubes that melted into the soil. Right after the rain, the neighbor's dog obliterated the garden to find that smell, and this is how they took their revenge and left the house after a short time. I'm thinking it's not a bad idea. Number 8, plenty of evidence. This story was about someone's boyfriend when he was young. The boy was 14 when he used to live with his mother and sister in a housing state. The guy liked the lights in his upstairs bedroom, so he kept it open 24/7, even after a bath or while getting dressed. So if you purposely look at him from the window, you would see him from his waist up. The neighbor didn't like that thing and came yelling and pounding over and told the guy's mother that his son was a disgrace. But the mother said he had the right to do whatever he wanted to do in his room. That lady filmed the guy and showed it to the housing people for the sake of getting the family kicked out, but fell into her ditch. The housing state office charged her for filming an underage boy and kicked her out with her family. Number 9, simple payback.
I'll just call the chief, that's it.
Go right ahead, sir. Can I see your license?
Right?
Yes, sir, I do.
This is a story of a mother and daughter living in a house with their upstairs neighbor. The neighbors were not so good, as they used to make loud noises every night around 9 p.m. Whether the lady made noises of furniture, argued with her partner at the top, or did whatever needed a high volume pitch, that used to space the mother and daughter so much that they were all fed up with that nonsense. There was something to do with that continuous trouble, so they started to practice the daughter's tuba in a loud noise in the morning that would surely disturb the neighbors. That was yet a simple payback. Number 10, help yourself. A guy moved to a rural area where everyone knew everyone except that lad. He set up his garden for the first time and was so proud of his tomatoes, cucumbers, and other veggies, but his veggies started to be stolen from the garden. He spied on the thieves by putting on a camera and found 3 adult men doing such a thing. He posted pictures of the community's Facebook page with 5,000 members. He just sat back and watched the hate comments for the thieves. And after that day, not a single veggie was robbed out of the garden. What kind of neighbors have you got? What kind of neighbor are you? Tell us in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. We'll be back again with another fantastic video. Till then, be happy and stay safe. Bye-bye.